Dun, 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 dun. Tommy D, it's that time of year. You know what time of year it is? It's that time of year. It is holiday time of year. A lot of stress, a lot of things going on. Things are moving, things are happening, things are lit up. But what makes it all right is the Christmas movies and the Christmas music, but mainly the movies that are on at all times. Because to me, some of the greatest films ever made are Christmas films. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I know there's a ton. Tommy, what do you think? You're in the Christmas mood. You got the colors on.
You know, I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice. And it's a deep list of a lot of great Christmas movies. But more importantly, we want to hear what's on your Rushmore of Christmas movies. So drop those down in the comments and let's get jolly right now.
I mean, D, you got to think there's not going to be a lot of overlap. There's so many here. I mean, there's definitely, obviously, there's the all-stars. We could probably have 4 between us that really take the cake. And then there's going to be some that might be considered Christmas movies, might not be considered Christmas movies, a little controversy, a little falling back. So, D, why don't you get started with your number, not your number 1, but one of your 4, but, you know, the first one that comes to mind for your Christmas.
Man, when I think of Christmas movies, it's family, food, and fun. And this film definitely has all that. It's rewatchable, it's quotable. Man, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, man.
Clark W. Griswold doesn't get better. That's it. I mean, that might be the ultimate Christmas film. I know there's another one that comes up, but that one in it, what was it? Third in the series becomes the number 1 of the entire series. And I mean, like Mariah Carey's song is just everywhere. That Christmas.
And it gets better with age, right? It's like fine wine, right? It's better with age.
We talk about it all the time. One of the great marks of a fine movie is quotability, and that one has just probably 100 different quotable moments. So much replay value. I love the little cartoon that starts off the movie and finishes the movie. Just so much to love about that. Clark W. Griswold. Cousin Eddie is just the man. I'll have the neck, Clark. Save it. There's just so
what a
so
reference
many,
that is too.
So many great moments. That's what I'm saying. It's just so deep. I love it.
Yeah, I just so we just watched it Friday night here, Friday night pizza night, Christmas Vacation, and then at the last Comic-Con I was at, which was probably 2 weeks ago, Randy Quaid was there, and he was just sitting there. I didn't say anything to him for whatever reason. I just was like, oh, I don't know what to do here. That character, absolutely iconic in every way. And again,
the innuendos,
and the subtlety, we spoke about it, but it's like there's such subtlety in that film, and one of them we were saying is like the tree sap that comes back later, right? He cuts down the tree. They didn't have a saw, so he has to dig it out from the roots, which obviously isn't realistic. And then when he's in bed, he's like the sap from his hand is sticking to every single thing. And there's so much of that throughout. It's that line we said, look, Russ, no lines, right? It's like it's definitely can't see the lines, Russ. It's like, it's a film definitely for older, but my kids watched it 6 and 8, couldn't stop laughing. Thinks it's
hysterical.
The squirrel jumping out. I'm going to follow up, and I'd probably get beat down by my kids if I didn't put this number 1. We watch it during the holiday season. We watch it just regular all the time. It's a good 20 time a year movie in this house, and that's the ultimate Home Alone. Home Alone is that's it. I mean, that's it. And I don't know if Kevin McAllister should be like on the top of the tree, like the star that you put on. He is Christmas. He was 10 years old when he filmed that first one. He had the acting ability of like a seasoned 37-year-old vet. And it's, to me, the perfect movie, which was why I made that joke when I did that social media post the other day. The critics had it like 61% or something. I said, what are we doing here? It's a perfect movie, beginning to end. It just so happens to be a Christmas movie.
It really is. John Hughes has a lot of influence in this wonderful Christopher Columbus movie, and it's just such great filmmaking. I think that's what makes Home Alone special. Obviously, it's got the quotability, it's got the performances, but it's just a great film. Like, it's a wonderful movie. Shout out to John Candy for making an iconic cameo in that one. Just so much to love about it. I know one guy who really loves it, and that's Joe Pesci, because he got Holly and Jolly all the way to the bank off of that one.
What a move he did on that.
Bandits.
Yeah,
he did the Jack Nicholson move on that. He took a percentage of the movie, first dollar in, and he's been cashed up ever since.
And I gotta say, I mean, since we're talking about Home Alone, let's go ahead and include Home Alone 2 in there too, because I think both of those.
So we don't use it. Yeah.
Both of those are they're both really great movies. I mean, after Home Alone 2, it kind of falls off with the new kid in the.
Home Alone 1 and 2. Yeah. We don't need to talk about anything else with that title after that. But Home Alone 2, I got to tell you, maybe it's because I'm from New York, and maybe it's the part with the bricks when he says throw down the wallet, when he says throw down the camera from the top. I don't know why. I laugh almost more in that one than I do. And I think Tim Curry is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's just do it, guys. Like, I'm going to segue. It's my pick. Like, I'm going to give it to do. My first pick out of the gate is Home Alone 2. I'm going to go with it. So my pick is Home Alone
you're
2
making it a solo spot. He could have piggybacked.
Yeah, it's such a great film, like, in its own right. And Theo, you said it best. I think a lot of people associate New York City with Christmas time. You get the Rockefeller tree. Yeah. Like, it's just one of the greatest cities in the world, especially for that time of year. And I think that the film just really showcases 90s New York Christmas. Just so great. This is a little controversial, but you even got Donald Trump makes a cameo in that movie. Kind of walks out, like, which was so New York at the time. So I love that movie. And Theo, I think you said it best. I feel like the antics in that movie, like the tricks, they kind of leveled up, as if like it was pretty intense what happens. I mean, poor Marv and Harry would have been dead 10 times over in the first one, but in the second one, they're like cartoon level of violence to the point where they would have died 100 times. So I love Home Alone 2. The bird lady is a lot of fun.
Great.
Who doesn't love the
she's like the guy with the shovel. Yeah. I mean, she's like the shovel guy. Robertson Summer, I think is his name. In the first one, the actor. Deceiving, right? You're scared in the beginning, and then they become the savior. And also, let's not forget, Home Alone 2, they just took the same playbook from Home Alone 1 and literally redid it beat for beat. There's not much different.
Well, here's
they just turned the volume up.
There's one big difference. He's lost in New York. That's the official
he ain't lost.
name.
He wanted to be there. He said
Home Alone. That is the official.
If
there's a trivia question, the official title of that film is Home Alone 2. Lost in New York.
And he ain't lost. He's controlling it. My sons get such a kick out of the limo with the pizza. They just think it's like
it's every kid's dream, man. It's every kid's dream. Like, take me to the best toy store in the world. Get me a pizza. Let's go.
He says, "Third scoop, sir." He goes, "Why not? I'm not driving." Yeah, it's great.
That franchise gets a lot of play in my household. Same like you, Theo. We watch that during Christmas and even throughout in July.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Every year. Doesn't matter.
I'm glad we gave 1 and 2 their due.
I love it. D, what do you got? Number 2 pick.
Man, I gotta go with the great Bruce Willis. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Very controversial because some people don't consider it a Christmas movie, but in this household, it's considered a Christmas movie.
Without a doubt.
Die Hard.
Without a doubt.
Cowboy, I kind of figured you were gonna go there.
Yeah, no, and I got to tell you, I mean, we've been debating, so it's got, just to give everyone a heads up when this recording comes out, at this present moment, it's got 4 days left on Tubi where it's free. Okay, now and we've been debating every night because we watch it every Christmas. My wife and I watch it every Christmas, no matter what. But we've been debating should the boys watch it at 6 and 8. And of course, they want to watch it, but I'm like, there's going to be bad words in there, and there's going to be some violence and blood. But I just keep thinking, when can they watch it? That movie is
get it out there. Show
just
it to
get
them,
it out there.
It's Christmas time,
and it's an institution. I mean, so I was at a store the other day here, and there was a sweatshirt that said,
you said,
ho, ho, ho,
now I have the gun. Yeah. Oh, I have a machine gun, whatever, ho, 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 under it in blood. And then, of course, shout out to, what's his name? Paul Gleason, the great from Trading Places and Breakfast Club is in it as the dickhead chief in it. He's one of the best in the movie. And then Urkel's dad is the cop. And then
Reginald.
Hans Gruber. Everybody knows the story. I just want to say it just because I'm a diehard nut. I absolutely love Bruce Willis more than anything. I think I dare to say underrated as an actor. I think he's absolutely unbelievable in that film. But Hans Gruber, everybody knows the story about him getting thrown off the roof, right? When they and
The
that's
miniatures,
the real reaction when he falls. They told him that they weren't gonna do it and that they were gonna use a stunt double, and they have him there and they released him. So that reaction of him falling is him. He didn't know he was gonna fall.
All I have to say is, come out to the coast, have a few laughs.
Yeah,
Best line in the movie.
It'll be
Best
fun.
line in the movie.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that's a great pick. Mine is going to be it's something that we've taken on throughout the years, and it's becoming more and more of a staple in the house. And watched it again last night. I'm head over heels for the movie, and it's Jingle All the Way.
Oh, dude, I watched it last night. Oh,
That was
you
on my
watched it
list.
last night? Turbo Man.
You
Turbo
got
Man.
me.
Turbo Man. We watched it last night.
Yes,
Man.
Whew.
Can I just say
Sinbad. Oh, man, it's
how
so good.
enjoyable that movie is, Daryl Hammond, and like how is that his
Rest
name,
in
right?
peace, Phil
How
Hartman.
about
man.
how about
Phil
Phil
Hartman,
Hartman,
sorry.
man? Phil Hartman makes that movie.
Phil
Our
Hartman,
Turbo
why don't you
Man is
go
nestled right
upstairs?
under our tree. He's
Go
such a heel.
upstairs, take
He's
a
such a
bath.
heel.
I'm not taking no for an answer.
All the
He's with
innuendos,
the
man.
apron on. It's the movie is on Arnold is so good in that movie. His comedic timing, the way he is, and just like it's a relentless pace. It's Jake Lloyd, the little kid from Star Wars.
Mhm.
It's a feel-good movie. Again, can we make more movies like that? That
Put the
movie-
cookie down.
Put the cookie down.
First time my kids saw it, they loved it, man.
Oh, loved it.
And yeah, man.
Well,
Sinbad's great in that movie too, man.
Sinbad
Shout out to him,
is
man.
great in that movie. When he's
And
on
I
the
think,
ground getting beat, he's like,
what's
"Rodney,
part of
get
it
me
too,
something."
like the Turbo Man action figure was fucking badass. It was really
Badass.
cool.
Mhm.
Like they actually made Tiger Toys made that back in I
No,
think
it's
it was
still out right now.
95.
Yeah, you can get it.
And you can
I
get an
almost got it
upgraded
last
one,
night.
but I got the
Yeah.
original made by Tiger Toys.
Okay,
But
okay.
that was
Yeah,
a fun
it's good.
movie too. You know what's fun about Christmas movies? I don't know if you guys have this, but like just the memories, the connections. Like I watched that movie in the theater with my family coming home from like a big Christmas shopping trip, and I'll never forget that. So like instant memory connection to Christmas movies. I love
Nostalgia.
it. Great
Jim
pick. So much
Belushi.
nostalgia.
Jim Belushi as
Jim Belushi.
Santa.
Robert Conrad is the
Robert
cop.
Conrad.
Guys, for wrestling fans, the Giant plays the jacked up Santa.
Yep.
that
Yes,
Arnold
he
fights.
does.
Yep.
He's in there. Paul's in there. The movie has deep, deep talent. And it's just Arnold, man. You don't realize how versatile. It's crazy because it's Arnold, right?
Mhm.
And he had something, man. Even never changed his dialect, never changed anything. He's a mattress salesman who apparently is the greatest mattress salesman on the planet. He's so busy.
You're my number one customer.
You're my number one customer. So yeah, I got to go with Jingle All the Way. I think that it should be on. I think it should move up because a lot of people
I
miss
agree.
it. Tommy, what do you got?
It's not
All right,
underrated.
guys.
Yeah.
Nice pick. Nice pick. I am going to go with a movie that is a twist on one of the greatest Christmas stories of all time, which is Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and that is Scrooged, starring Bill Murray. It's a great modernization of the tale that we all love so well this time of year. I don't think anyone was better to play the part than Bill Murray, because anybody who knows Bill Murray knows that he plays kind of a dick really
Yeah,
well. You
he's
know,
very
like
good.
he's got that down. Nobody better to play a modern
might
day
just be a
Ebenezer
dick.
Scrooge. He very well could be. And just so many, again, great casting, like lots of just great, former SNL folks, and just really cool effects. I remember
Alfred Woodard. Alfred Woodard's great in it.
Mhm,
I worked
mhm.
with her.
the
She's
Jacob
amazing.
Marley type character who's got this kind of grizzled kind of face, just really great effects in terms of special effects. I remember as a little kid, the scene, it's the Ghost of Christmas Future when they're loading Bill Murray's character up into like the incinerator to burn. Like I remember that being like an intense scene as a kid. So
That's
I'm gonna
the
go with
Poindexter.
Scrooged. Yeah, that's right. Poindexter's in there
Plays
as
the
the cab
taxi
driver.
driver. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
Lived on
So
Staten Island. He's amazing.
I love Scrooged.
I love it, man. I love it. I love
I
it.
love it. That's a great pick. I actually might watch that.
I might
if she,
revisit
if
it.
she
Yeah,
doesn't
that's what
approve
they say, I
if she doesn't approve Die Hard, I'm going with that tonight. All right, D, what do you
Great,
got?
great pivot, man. Hey, you know what? I got to go with the classic. The Red Ryder BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out. A Christmas story, man.
So good. So good. It's the tongue to the post is like iconic, like Jaws in the water. I mean,
And how terrifying was the Santa Claus when he goes to the mall?
The camera angle that they do when he slides down the slide and he's like, they did that weird like fisheye thing where he comes in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how satisfying.
Oh.
I also think it's so satisfying when he gets to finally beat the shit out of that bully. You know, you don't see that in kids' movies these days. Like, he throws him an ass beating.
And again, you talk about iconic. They do one of the biggest light shows in the country here, Austin, at the park here at Lady Bird. And one of the biggest lights that they've had is like the leg with the whole, you know,
the lampshade.
Yeah, lampshade.
Fragile, it's Italian.
It's Italian. Yeah, I'll go right in. I mean, I think we watch it every Christmas Day. I think everybody else does too. It's an absolutely extraordinary film by Frank Capra Jr. And it's A Wonderful Life. And it's just
beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great, fantastic movie. It's very funny. It's very like about life. We have a couple of signs from the movies from the film that we bought and put on the ranch here that were just like the movie means a ton because it really is like, you know, we always want what we don't have. We wish that things went another way, but they all go a certain way for a reason is the point of the film. And there's so many movies that have taken that formula from that movie, Mr. Wonderful, and the one with Nick Cage,
Family Man,
that have taken that exact formula that they started in It's a Wonderful Life. And I think, you know, it's another one of those movies that did not do well at the box office, was not considered a good film for Capra Jr. at the time. And then because it was shown every year at Christmas, it started picking up legs. And now it's become this institution. And I'm always kind of like Mariah's song, kind of like these certain things that just stick around and proving again that longevity is the key, right? Not the flash in the pan stuff. So I absolutely love that movie. I can't wait to watch it on Christmas Day. And it's a beautiful film.
Excellent pick. I'm going to go with more of this one's kind of a modern classic. I would call this a modern classic because this movie's, you know, about 20 years old. But I'm going to go with the great James Caan, Will Ferrell in Elf. I think Elf is one of these movies that kind of caught us all by surprise. You know, when it first came out, it was just a funny Will Ferrell movie. And then year after year, it kind of just didn't go away. And it became what's now kind of an American institution this time of year. So I love that movie. I think it's let's put it this way. It's very challenging to make a classic in a genre that already has so many
tons of classics.
And Elf really truly is a new classic, you know,
without a doubt.
Modern classic for sure.
That's going to be one where if our kids are doing a Rushmore type thing in 20 years, they'll be talking about Elf. It's become like those other ones, which is crazy to think. I mean, that's because you're right. It's so rare to break through in the 2000s to make one that was made like these other ones, right?
Yeah, like wouldn't you say you almost slept on it when it came out? You were like, oh, another Will Ferrell movie.
For sure.
And now it's just there. And merchandise, we talk about this all the time.
I don't even think I thought of it as a Christmas movie when it came out. Like I was just like, oh, cool. Yeah, it's this Will. It's like, remember he had that soccer one, kicking and screaming. It was like he had a bunch of those movies that were just like, they were all right. And
that one just boom.
That's forever. That movie's forever.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, another New York City classic, Christmas in New York.
Jimmy Caan again. A lot of people don't give him credit outside of
that was kind of he bounced back a little bit, right? You know,
bounced back a little bit.
That was a big comeback role for him, coming off of the Vegas TV show.
Yeah, which I did with him. I did a couple of those eps. He, you know, he got slept on for so long. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's because you know, arguably he's the biggest movie star. Like he's the get in that movie, right? For Elf, like Will's at the top, but getting him is like he's royalty
the anchor.
When he comes on
he
set.
Anchored that shit.
My last pick, I'm gonna go a little bit different and go with a cartoon on this, man. I'm gonna have to go with How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I watch it every year since I was like 4 years old, and it never gets old. My kids love it.
So good.
Yeah, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I love it. The new one's
Yeah.
good too. The new animated one is
Yep.
pretty good. That new one is great. And not to just because I want to do this all in one, I'm going to piggyback right on that and put the Grinch with Jim Carrey, just because you look at that cartoon that you're saying, that movie, which is so absolutely iconic, like right up there with Charlie Brown Christmas, and up there, like up there with the, you know, the Rudolph one, and, you know, with those kind of
Frosted Snowman.
Yeah, the figures that they had. And you go, how could anyone make this into a film? And then Jim Carrey comes and like literally takes it off the page and puts it on screen, and it becomes the costume, the belly, the what he went through to make that movie. And I remember seeing that in the theater and being like, how did this guy do, like, how did he do this character? I don't think there's anyone else that could have made the Grinch
that's what you call perfect casting. That's what you call perfect casting.
No question. I don't mean to be an Ebenezer, but I got to fall back on that one. I don't know. I just think that some films were meant to be animated and some movies were meant to be real. That one, to me, I could have seen just left alone. But I do I respect the achievement in filmmaking, and I know that Jim Carrey had to be tortured for whatever 8 hours in the makeup chair to have that look. So
it's a
weird one for me.
The world, but the world they created, the houses and the road, like the scenery, the set deck is so
Whoville's
wonderful.
No joke to try to recreate.
Yeah,
I mean, the Grinch gets mad love in this household every Christmas.
Mad love in ours,
and Charlie Brown's Christmas special
Charlie
as well.
Brown's,
We do the whole thing, man. Rudolph, you know.
That's why I'm
right,
giving the Grinch live my fourth. What do you got?
Well, I'll tell you what, for my fourth, I'm also going to go with an animated one. This one's more obscure, but man, this one makes me laugh. And I'm going to go with Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Never seen it.
This is an animated movie, and man, it is so fucking funny. You know, listen, you can fall back, but you should check it out.
I've never seen it.
If you like Adam Sandler, which I know you like your Adam Sandler movies, you know,
everybody loves this man, man.
This is an Adam Sandler masterpiece where he really gets to. There's like 8 songs. They're terrific. There's a song called Technical Foul, which is just fucking terrific. Adam plays several of the voices. You also get voices like guys like John Lovitz are doing voices in the movie.
Great.
It's a real classic. It's well worth the 90 minutes. I promise you will laugh. And it's great too, because it's got a little something for everyone. You know, it focuses around a Jewish family, but there's plenty of Christmas action in there too. It's a true all-encompassing holiday film.
I'm such a big fan. I mean, you talk about one of the craziest and most interesting careers ever in this business. It's got to be Adam Sandler.
He gets to do whatever he wanted. Just does what he wants.
But just he does what he wants. You know, they shit on him, then he comes back. He does like a dramatic piece, then they shit on him, then he comes back. He just dropped a new movie this week called Leo, a new animated movie that's fantastic on Netflix. My kids loved it.
He'll play some basketball. He'll play a little pickup basketball.
He hoops, bro.
But he hoops, but he's just so, I don't know. There's something about him that to me is so incredibly interesting and so authentic. So
he knows how to do it right.
Really does. He takes care of all of his friends. He does. You don't hear boo from him outside of it. He just did that amazing movie.
Please watch 8 Crazy Nights, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh. It's very funny. It's cute, but it's for adults too. Just because it's a cartoon, it's probably not for the kids. This one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. That's our Christmas movies. That's the list.
Let's get to a couple honorable mentions too, real quick.
Go for it.
There's 2 in particular. Well, one is Trading Places, which I think we can all agree on.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Definitely a Christmas.
One of my favorites, dude. Of all
time. Man.
And then my second one is something I watch every year, just me by myself. And it's just like, it's not a Christmas movie at all, but it's like the perfect movie to watch where you can just chill out, have a drink, throw it on, and that's The Godfather. I watch it every year during the holidays, and it's like, it's not a Christmas movie, but I
know what you mean.
But it's like a holiday movie for you. I like that.
You know, it's kind of funny, and this isn't my honorable mention, but to play to your point, as a little kid, I remember they would play Star Wars on network TV every Christmas. Star Wars was like the Christmas movie that was always on TV.
I like that. I like having a movie for yourself on Christmas. I might start that, and I got to tell you, it might be The Godfather.
It's great, man.
Just sit by yourself, have a drink, pull up some popcorn. It's just you watching that movie. I don't know how that would be possible in my house because people are all over me. I would have to lock
Guys,
the doors.
I've got an obscure one for you guys, and I don't know if you've ever seen this one. Have you ever seen Trapped in Paradise with Nicolas Cage, John Lovitz, and Dana Carvey?
No.
It's a really great little obscure
Christmas
90s
movie?
It's these are three criminals that are trapped in this idyllic paradise-like Christmas town called Paradise. And it's just a really funny, great movie to see these three kind of, low-level criminals have to blend in this perfect Christmas existence because they're on the run. Great movie, very obscure, and that's what Rushmore is all about. It's about telling people our obscure gems.
I'll go non-obscure, but kind of obscure. And I'm going to say it's only obscure because I just watched it for the first time ever. Again, we did 2 movies yesterday that were on while we were decorating the tree. And this one was, I've always been fascinated by the guy. I've known all about him, but I've never seen his films. Ernest Saves Christmas, Jim Varney.
Ooh, great movie.
Playing Ernest. Yeah, so I just watched it. First time. The guy who plays Santa is extraordinary in the film. Jim Varney, died too young, died at 50.
Know what I mean?
Made smoker. You know what I mean?
Vernon?
Jim Varney, crazy actor, Shakespearean trained. Started in comedy. Was doing and then literally did I think it was 2,500 commercials before he got that franchise. He got the Ernest franchise.
It was crazy. All over. Yeah, it was he did these Minute Mark style commercials, and he come
Tennessee.
Yeah. Talk about, you know what I mean, Vernon? That was his catchphrase.
I feel like he smoked I bet you he smoked 5,000 cigarettes a day.
Well, they said it was a big heavy, 3 to 5 packs. Yeah, 3 to 5 packs a day. He died at 50 from lung cancer.
Lung cancer.
But the movie's hysterical.
Hey man,
I love
he was
Ernest
doing Medea before Medea was, dude.
He was.
He was
true, dude. Ernest Scared Stupid, great fucking movie.
Yeah,
Ernest Goes to Jail.
Ernest Goes to
Jail.
Yeah,
there's a bunch. So again, we just watched the first one. I got to tell you, the kids got a real kick out of it. It's funny.
Yeah, I might revisit that thing.
It's funny. It's super.
Makes me want to get a gray T-shirt and a denim vest. And
you can't.
Right. I'll say this too. We left out, which we always, in all our Rushmores, we always somehow end up coming back to Last Alone.
Love Actually?
Left out Rocky IV, man. The doc is incredible, by the way.
Rocky IV is a Christmas movie. I wonder if they consider it a Christmas movie. It probably is, right?
I do. It's a Christmas movie.
My wife would be mad if I didn't put Love Actually on it, but
that's a great movie. Hugh Grant's just friggin' adorable in that movie.
Adorable in that movie. All right, so here we go. Let's go to Patreon. We'll save the rest. Christmas movies. I hope you watch them all.
If you're in the giving spirit this holiday season, maybe you could subscribe to our channel. That would be really nice.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Randy Quaid, right? That's a Christmas vacation club.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Jelly of the Month Club. The gift that keeps on giving, Clark. Subscribe if you lasted this long and you're watching us still talk about Christmas movies. We thank you. Ring the notification bell, subscribe. Share it with your friends. This is a good one, the Christmas movies. Now we're going to head on over to Patreon and do the rest of our business. Talk about the ones that don't do so well. All right, y'all. Appreciate you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy everything.